Okay guys, please bear with me. This is going to be a little bit hard for me to get through. But this is my in the bag video. I'm Eddie Nyland, PDGA number 90492, and this is my in the bag video. So sometimes I use a cart or a bag depending on where I'm gonna throw, or the amount of time I have, or certain situations. But as you can see, I have the Zuka All-Terrain. Then I have the Dynamic Discs Trooper bag. Amazing bag, love it. And I do cycle a bunch of discs through my bag, but I have my staples, and these are my staples. I'm going to start off with my putters. I have my rubies. These are the best. They're so much like a Deputy that it's not even believable. They're really good, neutral to slightly understable discs. They're really good. And then sometimes the other part of my putting dynamic are the crowns. West Side Crown, love these discs. If I need to bump up from something a little floaty like a ruby, then I'll bump up to a crown. So that's kind of my putting and my up shots. And then moving up from there, I rarely use mid-range discs, but sometimes I need to get out of trouble, or I need some sort of a neutral type of disc that I can manipulate. And I really like the West Side Pine. That's a really good neutral. It's very comparable to a Truth. I just didn't click with a Truth, but I really like the Pine. And then I have a Trident, and this disc has quickly earned a spot in my bag as a disc I can pretty much do anything without trying to put power on it. I can manipulate it. I can use it as a roller. I can use it for a tomahawk. You know, so those are kind of like my mid-range discs. Then I bump up to a River, which is kind of weird in that line of order, but for me it makes sense because this disc I can manipulate pretty well, and I can throw it on a hyzer, it'll flip up. I can throw it on a nanny and it'll S-curve. And a good River is a must in the bag. And moving up from there, my Air Renegades are probably my main backhand driver. I can't throw backhands that well anymore these days, but I love these Air Renegades because I could get a nice laser beam, you know, shot, or put a little hyzer on it and get it to float a long way with a nice hyzer finish. Or sometimes you can even give it a little bit of Annie and get it to float a good Annie line. I love these discs. I always have a couple of them. I'm cycling in these Air Culverins. They're similar to the Air Renegade, but a little bit more stable. And I'm not too sure with these yet. I don't know if they're going to make the bag. Moving up to my Escapes. I love Escapes. These are one of my favorite go-to discs. I can forehand flick these and get them to float for a good long way with an Annie on them, or I could backhand these. They're really, probably in my opinion, one of the most underrated discs that from the Trilogy family by far. I love my Escapes, man. These are utility discs that I just about shoot all my shots with, unless I'm power forehanding drivers, and then I use my Sheriffs for those shots. And so that's pretty much my bag. This, you know, I cycle in, you know, different plastics, Justice, Sheriff, Escapes. I cycle in different Judge. I don't throw Judges, but I cycle in different plastic and try different molds and I beat them in molds that seem to fit my throwing style. I'll try them in different plastic and different weight and beat them up some. Molds that tend to not work for my throwing style, I don't use very much. But anyways, this is my in the bag video. I hope this was helpful, and I'll be sending this along to Team Trilogy.